How much of a blow to small business is this latest shutdown?
Oh, of course, it's huge. And it doesn't target everybody. Some small businesses in the suburbs and these sorts of things, butcher shops, etc., will be fine. Those in the CBD will be shattered. They've just started to come back. People have started going back to the city. And we heard before someone said they're leaving the city in droves like pouring water from a wine bottle, I think was the analogy. So they're shattered. And I've got to say, this response from the government is very different from last time. Yala Pulford, who's the small business minister, was non-stop yesterday talking to hundreds and hundreds of people, I might add, business leaders. It's obvious that she's part of the plan. She's been included in this, whereas last time it was a very small group of people that worked with Dan Andrews. This is a much better response. We've seen the contact tracing do what they've done. So that's sent a lot of confidence through the sector. But what Minister Pulford has said is today, I think it was today, she will announce the support for businesses. So the government's put something together, they're fine-tuning it, and they're going to announce it today. Let's see how good it is.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was going to ask that, Peter. I mean, the difference this time around is that JobKeeper is not there. So what is the difference as far as you can tell?
Oh, well, the difference is the businesses don't know what they're going to get. As you say, JobKeeper was there last time. They knew what they were getting and they could plan around that. So this time it's the businesses that will get through this okay. They know it and they're ready for it. The business, hopefully the hospitality people will be able to very quickly do the takeaway. But what we're also hearing from members is a lot of them are going to close because they can't get the staff. So they said, if we're going to open, we need staff to do takeaway and delivery and all these sorts of things. We've got a problem finding workers. So that's compounding this issue we've got at the moment. I've had a look at what New Zealand's put together for these small lockdowns, and it's quite a good package. Hopefully Victoria will come up with immediate money for businesses, support for the workers, so they can get through these 7 days and then get back into it.
Why is there a problem with getting workers?
Oh, look, what we've discovered is we've been relying upon international students. We've been relying upon backpackers and even the skilled migrants. They're not coming in. So I'm talking hundreds of thousands of jobs here that we can't fill. And someone said to me the other day, it's the best time to be an unskilled worker in Australia. We can't get the unskilled workers to operate places where you don't need a lot of skills. You just need the desire to do it.
Peter, do you have an estimate of what this will cost every day that this shutdown is in play for?
Well, I remember the shutdown in Adelaide going back a few months now, obviously, and that was for 3 days, and that costed $2.5 billion for the state. So you can put that together. Each day it won't be $1 billion, but it's going to be pretty close.
You did talk about the federal government before and even the state government differences this time around. But in your opinion, who is to blame this time around?
Look, they're all to blame. National Cabinet is to blame. It's all of them. They need to sit down and say, right, quarantine. And you were talking before about the essential. We need to get quarantine right. Look what's happened this time. We've got a virus and we've had a briefing from the health people at the federal level. This is incredibly contagious. We need to make sure it does not get out of quarantine, and that's how this has happened. We need to do that. And the third thing is we need to make sure that we've got business support when these lockdowns do happen. They're going to happen again. But National Cabinet, Peter, it's all of those people in National Cabinet. They're all pointing at each other, blaming each other at the moment. Get together, show leadership for the country.
But why does this keep happening to Victoria, Peter? Does the state government need to take its share of the blame here too? And also, does some businesses need to take some share of the blame too? Because I'm just looking at QR codes. It's hardly been used.
Well, exactly. Now, the issue with Victoria is they didn't get their own state QR code. So businesses went out, spent their own money, developed their own code, and they're all a bit of a mix. It made it hard for the consumer. So we saw in other states, New South Wales, where they've had the same code for a long time, Canberra, is that people are just used to it. You go in, you take the photo, or you log on, and you get in there. It's much easier. So Victoria was behind the 8 ball, but I do say that they've really picked up their game. They needed to, and they've done it. So why is it Victoria all the time? And that's the Victorians have got to ask themselves. Businesses have got their part to play. There is no doubt that in Victoria, make sure people have filled out the QR code. Whatever they're doing, make sure they're registered. That's so important with this much more highly contagious strain. So, yes, you're right. It's all of us. All of us have got to make this work. The leadership's got to come at the national level from all the states and the federal people working together.
All right, Peter Strong, thanks for your time this morning. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Peter.